Today, I will introduce you to a character believed to be the smelliest person in the world, whose potential danger to humanity is unimaginable. So, put aside your delicious treats and let's dive into this captivating story. This anime begins with Nobuo Tanaka, a man who falls seriously ill. Upon visiting the doctor, he learns that the city is facing a severe flu epidemic, and many people have been infected. Despite feeling unwell, Tanaka heads to work at the laboratory where medicines are produced. His colleagues notice how sick he is and recommend that he take something for his flu. However, having already consumed enough pills, they suggest trying a new medication called Castilla, recently launched by the laboratory. The samples are available for free in his boss's office, so Tanaka decides to fetch them. When he arrives, his boss is absent, and he takes a capsule from the medicine bottle, unknowingly setting off a chain of peculiar events. Soon after, the laboratory rats react strangely to the scent emanating from Tanaka, which also catches the attention of his colleagues. Suddenly, the enraged head of the laboratory storms in, berating the employees for someone pilfering pills from his office. They reveal that Tanaka was the one who took them, and as the boss heads off to find him, the peculiar smell grows stronger, causing concern among everyone present. The following day, Tanaka arrives at the company late, only to find one of his colleagues unconscious. As he rushes to seek help, he discovers that the rest of his colleagues have also fainted. This deeply alarms Tanaka, who calls for an ambulance and the police. Strangely, he realizes that no one entered or left the company premises the day before. In a desperate attempt to contain the situation, Tanaka discovers his boss unconscious while trying to activate the emergency button. He activates an alarm that seals all the company doors, prompting an unexpected video conference with military leaders from various countries, each voicing their concerns simultaneously. Tanaka, feeling a sense of urgency and responsibility as the only conscious person in the laboratory, explains the situation to the security cameras, which verify the truth of his statement. At that moment, a man named Kaio Nosaki, the head of development for new medicines, steps forward to shed some light on the matter. Kaio reveals to Tanaka that he must quickly retrieve certain documents and several samples of medicines to personally deliver them to the headquarters in Tokyo. He explains that the accident seems to be linked to a top-secret medicine that the government requested the laboratory to produce covertly. Urging Tanaka to leave before the police arrive, Kaio shows him an image of the enigmatic secret medicine, and Tanaka is horrified to realize that it's the same pill he took the day before. Alarmed and determined, Tanaka gathers everything he needs and rushes away on his bicycle. However, as he pedals, he notices a bizarre phenomenon occurring with a group of excited crows disappearing into thin air. Startled, he loses balance and one crow falls on him. To his shock, he discovers several other animals dying nearby. Puzzled and scared, he attempts to seek help but is horrified to find that emergency services, including an ambulance and patrol cars, have all crashed, their crews unconscious. News of the alarming situation spreads rapidly, attracting a crowd of curious onlookers and press seeking answers about the series of unexplained traffic accidents. Everyone present wears masks to shield themselves from the overpowering smell in the area. Journalists even hover overhead in helicopters, hoping to find survivors, and they spot Tanaka frantically calling for help from atop a building. Eager to rescue him, they descend towards him, but strangely, as they get closer, the reporters begin to fade away, leaving Tanaka puzzled and bewildered. Subsequently, Kaio and the president of the laboratory hold an emergency meeting with high-ranking military officials from various countries. During the meeting, Kaio and the president reveal that the Japanese minister ordered the clandestine production of this particular medicine, intending to use it as a biological weapon against their adversaries. The plot thickens, and as Tanaka becomes more involved in the unfolding events, he finds himself entangled in a web of secrecy, danger, and global intrigue that could shape the fate of humanity itself. What lies ahead is an intense and suspenseful journey filled with twists and revelations, where Tanaka's actions may hold the key to preventing catastrophic consequences. However, after successfully producing the secret medicine, the laboratory authorities discovered an unforeseen and powerful side effect that they were still trying to comprehend. Some employees informed them that the toxic gas from the disaster site was continuing to spread, seemingly carried by the wind. However, they soon realized that it was Tanaka himself who was unintentionally emitting the toxic gas as he moved around. In a desperate bid for help, Tanaka sought assistance from the military. However, when they approached him masked, they began to fade away as they realized that he was the source of the toxic gas. Fearing further casualties, the military fled, leaving Tanaka alone. As Tanaka pursued them, inadvertently, his toxic gas caused the military's vehicles to crash. He was then confronted by his grandmother, who tried to persuade him to stop and prevent further harm. However, the naive Tanaka continued without fully comprehending the gravity of his actions. The situation escalated as he was targeted by missiles, though he managed to evade them. To prevent him from reaching Tokyo, hundreds of military ships and tanks engaged Tanaka, but the concentration of toxic gas disrupted their electrical systems, causing chaos among their ranks. The government ordered a complete evacuation of Tokyo, leading to pandemonium as people scrambled for safety, flights were overloaded, and chaos ensued. Realizing the dire situation, the Japanese leader advised the laboratory president to flee the country before Japan requested assistance from the UN to control the crisis. Unfortunately, the United States military leader had his own agenda and betrayed the Japanese leader's trust by sending troops to capture Tanaka. In a last-ditch effort to contain the situation, the Japanese leader ordered the bombing and freezing of the tunnel where Tanaka was located. Meanwhile, Tanaka, unaware of his role in the catastrophe, continued advancing through the tunnel. The tunnel eventually collapsed on Tanaka, leaving him freezing but alive. The American enemies, dressed in impenetrable suits resembling astronauts, entered the tunnel to capture him. As Tanaka remained nervous, he unconsciously emitted even more toxic gas, thwarting the Japanese soldiers' attempts to subdue him. Despite the perilous situation, Tanaka caught a glimpse of the tunnel's exit, hinting at the possibility of his escape, yet the fate of humanity still hung in the balance. As Tanaka desperately tries to find a way out of the tunnel, he becomes distraught upon spotting the approaching American army, fully equipped in their specialized suits to capture him. Overwhelmed by fear and anger, Tanaka's nervousness intensifies, causing an explosive surge of toxic gas that wreaks havoc, destroying everything in its path. Hours later, news reaches the Japanese leader that the concentration of gas in the tunnel has started to decrease, and there's a sense of relief among everyone. They celebrate the apparent control of the situation, believing that the American soldiers have successfully apprehended Tanaka. Amidst the relief, the Japanese-American leaders, Kaio, and the laboratory president gather, and they are even joined by one of the courageous astronauts who captured Tanaka. Applause fills the room, but the elation quickly turns into horror as everyone realizes that the astronaut who captured Tanaka appears to have been exposed to a concentrated amount of the toxic gas during the operation. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more interesting movies.